Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyle Corvus Crow, joined at the desk today by Joshua Feck as Quest. And if you are just joining us, we are about to get underway with game number 2 between New Hampshire and Quinnipiac. New Hampshire leading the series 1-0. Quinnipiac, best of 3, has a chance to come back as they did have a lot of shining moments in that last game and a lot of potential opportunities to turn it around. Now on the blue side, we'll see what they do in the draft to adapt.
Yeah, we're actually already seeing that as the Leona is taken away from the breadsticks. We saw that was pivotal, especially during that latter part, whenever the breadsticks was able to take lock down Lives in box and even completely cancel his ult. So they're going to take the Leona away. Quinnipiac is going to take Leona away from New Hampshire here, and don't blame them whatsoever. Breadsticks, that was a great initiation and great engage comp coming out from New Hampshire last game. Meanwhile, still seeing the same bans outside of that one with the Rakan, Lulu, and well, I don't remember Lulu was a banned last time, but I know Rakan and the Vladimir were banned, as well as the Warwick and Brand. So that's going to be the only change up is the Leona, but Rich and Famous this time taking the Maokai away from Volcanoes.
Yeah, interesting, because that was priority for Volcanoes last time. Definitely first picked. Instantly taking away the Kog'Maw. I know that was absolutely banned in place of the Leona for the side of Quinnipiac last time around, and Nunu slipping through as well. These are two hugely prioritized picks that have now slipped under the radar and have been taken away instantaneously in the first round of the draft for New Hampshire.
I've been waiting for this. So this is something very new. Nunu has got a little bit of a buff for anybody who doesn't know. Some of you might have been watching the pro scene right now. Haven't quite got to it in the collegiate scene as far as broadcasts go, but triple backflip on the Nunu. Here's why. The Blood Boil, one of the biggest reasons, is the Blood Boil, as it used to, it still gives the attack speed that you normally get from Blood Boil, but now it also gives AP, which a percentage AP, which I believe it scales up to 40%. So it's almost essentially a death cap that you can put onto somebody just by walking into them and pressing Blood Boil on them. That's going to benefit Kog'Maw so much. You've been seeing it comped with Azirs a lot lately too. So we might be seeing Dioker go with an Azir as the Azir benefits from both the AP and the attack speed, just like Kog'Maw does. Wouldn't be surprised at that one, but we're going to see what's banned out here because Quinnipiac has a chance to ban out the Azir if they want.
Absolutely, and we know it's something that Dioker plays, right? That's the Xerath. Just a lot of flavor mid champions right now. Obviously, the Zoe came through. I would be surprised if it's really a ban this time around for Quinnipiac, but it did give him a lot of trouble in the late game, especially just with what happened to Lives in box at that crucial pick takeaway last time around. So I don't know if they really want to deal with that in the mid lane again, or if they say that's the kind of thing that, look, yeah, it was a mistake, but we can deal with it. We know what we're doing this time around. And fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Other way around. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We got it. George pushed that one up a little bit. Can't fool me again.
Oh, my gosh.
Tristana taken away this time around. They don't want to see Tosei on that one. Was a potential light for his team and definitely kept things moving in the right direction. They will take the Zoe away, so a lot of adaptive drafting coming around this time around.
Yeah, and I like to see that. That shows respect to your opponent, but it also changes up strategies a little bit too. So Shinzu does have a chance to pick the Azir, which I think the Azir would actually be a very good pick because you have Janna and then you have Azir with his Emperor Divided, the wall that you can shove and make it impassable, and that would actually create a lot of protection for Kog'Maw, but they decided to choose a front line first, and that is going to be Cho'Gath more than likely going into the top lane for Valconis.
How annoying is this team right now, Fekes? Cho'Gath, Nunu, Kog'Maw, with a Janna to protect it all. It doesn't matter what they pick in the mid lane at this point, because this composition already has so many barbs, needles, and threats.
Yeah.
Side for Tosei. That's going to be a second pickup.
This is going to be an interesting one. Lives in box may be going back onto that Xerath. Had a great performance in the first game, but just got a little bit too outpowered by the opponents with their dive comp, where they just couldn't be stopped. Azir, he's being hovered over. I think it'd be a good pick. That would be a lot of AP on the side of New Hampshire, though, but they would still have a nice front line and a lot of protection for for Shinzu's Kog'Maw. We're going to see if he locks it in here. Counting down to the timer. Usually they try to psych somebody out, but it is going to be locked in. So that's a Nunu combo with his Azir and the Nunu combo with the Kog'Maw. Both very synergistic.
And why not Cho'Gath when it comes down to it, right? I'm sure there's going to be a time or two.
I mean, 40% extra AP on his ultimate with true damage scaling. It's not bad at all.
No, it's pretty nasty. So a lot of options. And I think as long as that blood boil can, as long as triple backflip can stay alive, which is something that we saw, he had some trouble with last time around. He was usually the first one to die in fights, but alive and pace himself really well here and just keep that blood boil on any of these people. It's going to be absolutely devastating. It doesn't matter how much MR you build because he's going to nullify it so quickly with that blood boil.
Yeah, this is something.
On the other side of things.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, it's a tough composition to play in, and Baskilla picking up on the Jax, who I think very much can follow in the same footsteps as the Jin Zhao, but just with such a better late game. They have their work cut out for them, right? It's not just, hey, this composition wins me the game.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I was actually wanting to get into compositions here because unlike last game, Quinnipiac actually has a little bit better of a dive team, but that's only with the Maokai and the Jax. There's not much protecting the back lines, Lives in Box and Tosei. Of course, Tosei, he's Zaya, can ultimate and get himself out of a little bit of a sticky situation, but that's only once. Meanwhile, on the side of New Hampshire, there's really no engage. If anything, Shurima Shuffle with the Emperor Divided, pushing somebody back, that's a very risky play, though, because you kind of want to keep Jax off of everybody. With that being said, that's what Janna's Breadsticks is for. Breadsticks Janna is for, I'm sorry.
Janna just doling out breadsticks. Hey, take this.
Yo. I mean, you don't see anybody eat besides Cho'Gath. They've got to.
Like a bread champion.
Oh, my God. But that is what the Janna is for, the Breadsticks playing the Janna, and trying to keep Jax off can do Monsoon, keep everyone alive as much as possible. But outside of that, there's not much big engage coming out from New Hampshire, and that's what we saw last game that really benefited them. So it might be a little bit different of a story this time around.
Yeah, we'll see, because they definitely need to play their cards right. And Breadsticks with the Monsoon, I guess, Azir, the Dioker with the Shurima Shuffle potential there. But I think there's just a potential that, Maokai pops the ultimate, does the twisted advance on you, Jax is in your face the whole time, and then Baskilla and Rich and Famous just open the floodgates for the rest of their team. And keep that in mind, it really does gel quite well with Synergistics Nami having the potential tidal wave for disengage if it comes down to it. Zaya's ultimate as well, really going to get them in a lot of – they have fight priority is the point I'm driving at.
Yeah,
so they can decide when they want to start and stop any fight.
They do, very much so. We're going to see how that fight priority turns out on the Rift in about a minute, a little over a minute, considering we have to get into loading screen as well. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I'm here with Kyle Corvus Crow. Going to give a shout out to our social medias. You can join us on Discord. Type !Discord in the chat and join our Discord community if you'd like to do that. You can also follow us on Twitter at CStarLeague and CSLLOL if you want specifically the Collegiate League of Legends updates, because C-Star League, I should say, does cover everything from Smash, Dota, StarCraft, a lot of different games. So check out both of them, see what you like. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/C-Star League. Want to give a shout out to Twitch, because they've been with us from the very beginning, from PAX East to PAX West. We love their support, and we're very grateful for their continued support and hope that it continues in the future. Go follow them on Twitter at twitter.com/Twitch. Same with Facebook, facebook.com/Twitch. And if you want to rewatch any of our shows, you can actually head over to our YouTube as well, youtube.com/C-Star League, or /user/C-Star League technically, but it is the C-Star League channel. You can check out all of our VODs, any of the shows you missed, and catch up with any sort of the games from the past past week, past month, even past year. We have some from last year too. Good games to check out. So I'm going to throw it over to music real quick. We're getting into the game. Be back in just a moment.
right, and we're back into the game. First minute down, but no action coming around anyway. Quinnipiac now on the blue side. New Hampshire twisting to the red. We're going to see how this one turns out for them. And if Quinnipiac can do what they need to do to battle back into this one and avoid being 1 and 2 in the grand standings.
Yeah, a very important game for both of these. I mean, like I said, I think they have one more chance after this one because you can go 0 and 2 and be out of it. But 1 and 1, 1 and 2, you still have a slight chance, slight sliver to get back into it. But in this Swiss tournament, Swiss format, every game is so pivotal, and we're seeing the effects right here. Both teams 1 and 1, and now they're fighting literally to stay alive in this tournament.
Pretty much instant Teemo Cup, and of course, there is always the Teemo Cup, and that's
is there really? Exciting to see. There is, isn't there?
Cup, so it's not the end of the collegiate line, but as far as the varsity playoffs picture goes, this is essential for staying in it, and any loss is critical because now it means that they are down on their back foot. Baskilla wanted to play that early aggression as Jax. He was right there and ready to rip it.
Yeah. And I know let's face it, I kind of talk crap about the Teemo Cup, but it is important. It is a way to just enhance your game, still have fun in the tournament. So props to anyone who does go to the Teemo Cup. It's still fun, and it's still better than I play. I'm gold. I won trick fiddlesticks. What am I going to do? We have a gank in the middle.
Nice stun. Yeah, it does force the cleanse out pretty early. He'll take a little bit of damage on the back end, and it's definitely going to reveal the pathing now to triple backflip, but Baskilla getting that cleanse out of Dioker pretty early there is a good call. Now pings onto Baskilla's blue buff there as triple backflip might want to go fight him here. That would be an aggressive kind of play, but we're seeing some aggression in the bot lane anyway as these trades are ripping out, not to the favor of 2C just yet.
Yeah, not quite. Early game Kog'Maw is not very strong. You actually have quite an advantage if you're playing Isaiah, especially with a Nami, because Nami and Isaiah can poke out quite heavily, not to mention buff the Isaiah to be able to empower those auto attacks. So Shinzu, he's not in a good position level 2, especially with Janna, who Janna, does somewhat have a hold on, we have this is a jungle invade? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he takes away that blue buff. That is all his. Baskilla trying to get the stun up, and now Lives in Box is here with a nice chain CC. Triple backflip is triple backflipped into being first blood, and Lives in Box.
Yeah, I forgot he was playing Nunu. It's like, oh, why is he invading? But he's playing a Nunu, so that's just what you do. But Dioker not following up on the mid laner, Lives in Box, I should say, as quickly. So very nice pickup by Quinnipiac. They were able to pick up that first blood and take the buff off of Nunu, not to mention reduce that jungle pressure on the map. So that is huge in this early game, I should say. But it was kind of similar to what happened last game. I'm not going to count New Hampshire out yet. They had kind of a downfall in the jungle early game last game and came back roaring. So we're going to see if they can keep it up. But right now, so far, 1-0 over to Quinnipiac. It's kind of the same result, except this time Lives in Box gets that first blood.
I'll tell you what's important about Lives in Box getting that first blood is that's actually kept Baskilla at level 2 here. He just now hit 3 off of clearing out the plant, or the ward. Was clear in there, didn't see it, but did just hit level 3 off of just that. And so despite the death, triple backflip, because of that blue steel, is very much in an experience lead. And over to triple backflip and then by extension Lives in Box, Baskilla has no mana right now, so he has no ability to cast any spells against these camps that he's trying to clear. And with the smite cooldown being what it is right at this moment, he's definitely on the back foot and won't have the same pacing ability that he did last time around.
No, I mean, he is Jax. He can auto attack, but I mean, yeah, you still want that empowered auto attack. You want the counter strike to be able to dodge the monsters in the jungle to be able to sustain yourself a little bit better. But he's still actually going to keep jungling. He's over at the Raptors right now. Still going to keep it up. Still has enough. The empowered strike doesn't take very much. He's not going to be using leaping strike either, so that's going to be saving mana. But he's taking a lot of damage. He may have just
look at how low he is.
Yeah. So
that spell just got him through the last of it. That was very, very close.
That's why you need mana. So there you go.
I was going to say, I don't think he has the potential to back just yet. Like, it's still just going to slow his game down so much. So he was really hoping to get away with that without having to back, but instead does come back to bite him just a little bit.
Yeah, if he actually waited just like maybe 6 seconds or so, he would have had a smite and be able to get the extra health off of that, but he's going to play it safe and keep that smite around.
Well, I think you need to keep the smite when you're on the bottom side of the map here, just in case New Hampshire tried to do anything a little funky around this early Drake. It is, of course, the Infernal Drake, who really sneeze at in the early game. We saw Cloud Drake at the end. They took it around, I want to say, between 9 and 12 minutes last game. This time around, we might be seeing a little bit early aggression, especially triple backflip being the Nunu, being the jungle threat that he is, with some of these shredding potential champions around him. I think an early Infernal Drake really gets either of these compositions off to a great start. And really helps the scaling both want to pull off.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you have the percent ability power and percent attack damage. Of course, that's going to help you out. In the early game, it's not as important, but as the game goes on, it gets extremely important because that 5% or 15% or however much you get, once you start stacking up these dragons, these drakes, it amplifies based on how much power you have, obviously. It's how percentages work, and that also adds so much to the Blood Boil for Nunu, which is already percentage buff as well. So yeah, Infernal Drake, very important. Some consider it the most important Drake in the game, arguably, but still very important. We see some coverage actually on from Quinnipiac already.
Yeah, they want it, definitely. They do have Nunu wandering down there. Triple backflip knows about this. We're going to see what comes of it, whether or not he can get this, obviously, with the smite up and potentially the consume. But he's so low, he's going to get in for it. He does take it with his flash, but it will cost him his potential life here. The below zero going to be a huge pickup to slow things down, but Tosei does get a much-needed kill early for that one. And Baskilla, here where he needs to be, could turn this around for his team and turn this into even more kills. Despite the fact they didn't get the dragon, the Joker could be in trouble. Nice shuffle to pop things on back. Shinzu having to flash out. And everyone should be back okay, barring any more summoner spells. Well, no! Synergistic on the back line. Downtown. It was a nice 1-2 punch from Box and Synergistic because they took that one out and away. 3 kills unanswered coming out now for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on what Hampshire was doing there. They saw that Nunu was triple backflip was going to go steal it, and they know that he can. He has his Q and his smite. That's no problem. Now, the problem is following up. It was potentially after that a 3v4 because you knew triple backflip was going to give his life for it. It's going to turn it into a 3v4 there. Once Lives in Box makes his way down from the mid lane, and all you do is give up a kill and summoner spells, which you need to avoid being killed earlier. Just take the objective and run. That was the objective for triple backflip, and he got it. But Quinnipiac, they decided to give a kill over as well. Not to mention again summoner spells. So that was a huge loss for New Hampshire.
I'll tell you, the big question mark ping coming down on that play is that they tried to follow up after triple backflip had already died.
Right, exactly.
And you can take the sacrifice to trade the dragon, or you can all get in there and say, hey, we're going to try to get this man out of here alive, Saving Private Ryan style. Kind of the worst of both worlds is they just left it up in the air. They hung him out to be the sacrifice, and then they tried to follow up in a last-ditch effort after he was already dead. 2C, you got to be careful here. Taking the tower damage does force his ultimate away, as well as synergistic, so they had to boot both.
Sticks.
So they're not going to get it. Tower's too strong, and if the tower's not strong enough, Shinzu certainly is. So that will give him time. I don't like that he's not backing.
Yeah, he's.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, this is a very sticky situation, but thinks they can stay safe underneath the turret. There's not much left. There's no ignite from Synergistic, but we might have an invade going awry once again for triple backflip.
Yeah, he wants to be there. Dioker is here this time. The below zero, though, is going to keep him very locked up as Baskilla finds that one. The root now onto Dioker, and the stun combo forces the cleanse. He will dash on out of there with the soldiers, but he has to be careful. The fancy feet, just barely, but it's another free kill taken away, and mid lane priority very much in the hands of Quinnipiac. They are not taking that first loss lying down.
No, not at all. And yeah, it was a very nice stream and shuffle from Dioker, but used all of his summoner spells, left this mid lane turret exposed. Baskilla, he has the red buff to help take down that turret even faster. So this is more than likely going to be the first turret going over to Quinnipiac. And Quinnipiac, sorry about that. And that's going to be a very nice nice amount of gold in their pockets for their entire team. They're already about 1K up now, 2.5K up already at 10 minutes for Quinnipiac.
2K indeed. 2K with the amount of three-point shots we're seeing attempted now from Lives in Box. I'm up on my three-point game lately. I don't know why. I just like seeing all the from downtown champions.
Yeah, I think never mind. We'll get to that in a moment. We have a game here. We have a fight, I should say here. We actually have a game as well.
Yeah, we definitely have a game on our hands. Potentially a series as well, but triple backflip trying to come in with this one. Volcanoes had the teleport to get down there. He is behind him. Synergistic going to try to knock that one up. Tosi knows he's not getting out of this one alive. Just trying to find a kill but couldn't do it as Shinzu did pick up the salvage on that one. Synergistic almost making it, but Volcanoes will take that one out and away with a nice rupture to just keep him in place long enough to finalize that kill. No consume abilities coming out for Volcanoes. He didn't get to feast on that one just yet. The ult did just come up for him. So he's going to have to use that on the minion instead of a champion, and that's never ideal. But either way, 2 kills is definitely big, especially trying to get one onto Shinzu, who, as a Kog'Maw, is your potential scaling threat. So I think they'll be pretty happy with that takeaway, being in that it was an instance where it didn't lose them anything else.
Yeah, very much so. New Hampshire, they're still in this for the mid game to the late game. They, yeah, Kog'Maw, you said, just got a kill, so that's going to help him a whole lot. That's going to keep him in this early game so he can transition to the mid game. Mid lane, Dioker, he has not died. He's been farming well as also, so he hasn't been staying down. We have another fight though. These teams are very scrappy. Looks like there's no
triple backflip right into Baskilla's face, and then go, hang on, should have thought this one through. I have 3 deaths. That was not the best decision. So, fool me 3 times. Shame on you.
He has a stopwatch now, though.
Fool me 4 times. Yeah, I'm going to have that stopwatch, so.
As we've seen, makes the world difference as having these stopwatches, but with a lot of poke coming down in the mid lane still. So, Dioker, Dioker, he's still doing well in the mid lane, but he can still be poked out. He needs to just scale up because Azir, Kog'Maw, they scale so well, especially with items. We have a gank in the bot lane. We're going to see if Shinzu can get himself another kill.
Tosi. Red Stick's very low, going to be taken out.
Teleport.
Almost, but no, does not find it. Tosi going to be in a lot of trouble as triple backflip finds it with the below 0. Without the AD, this could be bad. Rich and Famous is there, and Shinzu quite low, so they will trade AD for AD, and it's another downtown shot as Lives in Box was able to pick off Red Sticks. The Kog'Maw passive, though, doing the work, finding synergistic, and now triple backflip is going to get flung.
Oh!
Has to jump over the wall. Nice flash. They do not connect. Lives in Box can't find it with the ultimate burn. So all in all, a 2 for 2.
Yeah, not bad. That was actually really good for Quinnipiac because while that happened, Volcanoes was up top pushing a turret. He ended up getting the first turret for Quinnipiac, closing that gold gap. It's now about 1k down, and he's actually pressuring this inner top lane turret. He does have that the keystone to... actually, honestly, I forget what it's called. I'm sorry about that. But hold on, we have a fight.
Ooh. Yeah, no, not going to be good for Dioker. So the New Hampshire mid laner in a little bit of trouble here. Lives in Box takes that one away. Chalks up another point, stretching this Quinnipiac lead just a bit. And they should get a dragon off of this as well. It's only the Cloud Drake. Not going to be ideal compared to the Infernal. But
the rotations.
I think they'll definitely take it.
Yeah, it helps with the rotations. Very good with Blood Boil, getting yourself around a little bit faster. And Demolished, by the way, is that keystone. I actually remember it. Volcanoes has Demolished, so he's able to push down these turrets very quickly. So if he's left in a lane during these ganks, wow, nice tornado.
What a tornado!
Yeah, if he's left in lane to push it his heart's content, Volcanoes, even his Cho'Gath, can do quite a bit of damage to a turret. But hold on, triple backflip. Is he caught out again?
Doesn't have the flash this time to get himself out of the situation. Does have an AD with a lot of damage and breadsticks on the backline as well. Baskilla out of this one. Lives in Box getting knocked airborne, and the immobile Xerath will probably be immobilized on a one-way ticket back to base. Not what he wanted out of that one. It's another trade, this time going in favor of New Hampshire. They trade triple backflip, but they find Baskilla and Lives in Box on the other side of things, and a lot of priority in this bottom lane as they force the back from Rich and Famous.
And we've seen this in game number 1, about 15 to 20 minutes. That's when New Hampshire started popping off. That's when you started seeing Quinnipiac make mistakes to allow New Hampshire to pop off, and we're seeing it once again. Very nice positioning by Shinzu. He has a Guinsoo's Rage Blade. There is the tidal wave coming out from Nami just to stop this wave, but is it going to be enough, Corvus?
No, it was nominal at best. It was an attempt, and it did not pay off. Volcanoes and Shinzu have the damage to take this tower. What they don't have is potentially the survivability once Rich and Famous got in there. So the tidal wave did keep at least the wave off of it. Nami synergistic trading the life away for that tower. But I think at best you just bought yourself 10, 15 seconds there.
Yeah, I mean, the wave is right there. Shinzu, Volcanus, they're still in the bot side here. Although Rich and Famous, he's down there as well. But it actually can. There is quite a bit of wave clear with Tusei and Synergistic.
Ooh,
but
he wants to find Tusei.
Yeah, the feast is up.
Down. Meanwhile, Baskilla here. Now Xerath in range for the Art of the Arcade. Going to try to find Volcanoes, but he is a tanky target. Doesn't matter because they have rooted up Shinzu there, and he will not live. Baskilla finds the kill for that one out of the way, and now triple backflip behind enemy lines. Does have a lot of priority on Box, but not going to find enough with the stopwatch. So the damage is not there from the below 0, and stun up means backflip will go down. 5 deaths to his name now, and that was a full team participation kill. All 5 members down there for Quinnipiac means this mid lane is very much open for Dioker to push.
Very much so, and look at these waves in general. So the mid lane, you also have the top lane wave as well. Volcanus, he has his teleport. He could do a quick teleport to the top side and pick up that turret, but it looks like he is going to save that as the, I guess he just doesn't have confidence in the wave up there, but he does have Demolish, like I said earlier. He could have taken out that top lane turret. Mid lane turret almost went down as well, as you see. I mean, honestly, Azir can push turrets very quickly considering he builds attack speed with his AP. So can't leave him too exposed to a turret either. So New Hampshire, I like what they're doing. They're making Quinnipiac make these very difficult choices. Do you win the team fight and lose objectives, or do you save your objectives and possibly lose the team fight? And that might be the story going into this mid lane, or mid game, I should say, as we see Shinzu getting a little bit stronger. He wasn't able to get a kill last team fight, but he has his Guinsoo's Rage Blade. He now has a Vampiric Scepter. He is getting stronger as this game goes on, obviously, as you do, but it's going to be a point where he's going to have to be completely shut down if they want to have a chance. But we have a possible gank in the top lane. Volcanus, he's very tanky, though.
The double rupture was enough to get 2 off of him.
Everybody's up there.
Enough to get 5 off of him.
Oh my
Shut
God.
Down. Goodbye. They are coming. Tower. They might trade the 1-to-1 as Dioker will be able to take this mid lane tower himself, but they don't care because they have so much pushing priority. All they have to do is leave these 5 members in for this next top lane tower, and Dioker is going to be forced to roll back. So he finds a tower of himself, but look at this. They're just going to play the racing game, and I guarantee you that they will win. Quinnipiac absolutely has what they need to pull this one off, and I think they're forcing the members of New Hampshire into a tough situation.
Yeah, they very much are very much so, I should say. Demolish also on triple backflip. You can see that mid lane turret going down very quickly. Here comes the ultimate from Xerath just to clear the way, but they're still going to get the turret, so the turrets are evened up right now.
It is a 2-to-2 trade, and that's actually very surprising. Rich and Famous going to go down on this one. That is incredibly frustrating if you are the members. And this is actually, are they turning this around? Triple backflip wants to stay and find it, but I don't think he's going to be able to. It's the members of New Hampshire now deep within enemy territory, but they are together, and they are strong as a unit, and they will find Lives in Boxy. Exhaust is on the tornado, hit him. He's trying to deal damage back as the summoner heal does come into his defense. Triple backflip is going so hard for this. He will find it. The damage is there on the return, so we'll see if the Skilla can turn this one back around. They have to be so careful, though. Tosei
oh
not
my
going to
God.
find it. Now the Azir Tower is going to keep triple backflip safe. Not for long, though. It's a trade. Tosei for backflip. Double kill coming in. Backflip gets the credit for that one, and Baskilla on the way out. Not what you wanted if you are the side of Quinnipiac. It is a rough time as your top lane push, but they couldn't hold on. They actually lost 3 towers for the 2 that they took away, and that's got to be a frustrating position.
Yeah, so a lot of things happened during that. Obviously, team fights galore, but also turrets being taken down as well. And New Hampshire, they made a huge power play there, and they sacrificed a little bit of their team fight positioning to do so, but they were able to get the bot lane and mid inner turrets, which is huge for creating this map pressure and exactly what they want. So they're 1 turret up. They're actually ahead in gold right now over Quinnipiac, and that's exactly what happened last game. We're seeing it happen once again. So we're going to see if New Hampshire can keep a hold of this one. Possibly Quinnipiac, I mean, they need to repel this because the macro play of New Hampshire is pretty strong right now.
Really just weathering this storm so well, and we're seeing triple backflips doing it again, right? He had such a rough start compared, and, well, you know, right as I was about to start singing his praises, he's caught out again, so we might just put that point on hold, come back to it at a later date. We'll see if he can be bailed out here on the rest of the team. I know it, but Skilla is trying to keep things off, so there will be no support from Breadsticks. It's a matter of time. And time is what he's got. Good Lord. They're just trying to decide who to give this one over to. Thankfully, Lives in Box has the range to keep him from getting away. But they do finally take it out. Now, especially at a very important time to not have your jungler on the map if you're New Hampshire, as Dragon and Baron Nashor are both up. And it looks like Dragon Ocean Drake this time will be the takeaway. The prize for Quinnipiac. Triple backflip, man. That's not what you want.
No, not at all. And that was just an outright catch. No, there was no capitalization on after that. So triple backflip and lost his life and gave away Dragon over to Quinnipiac. So nothing gained. Those sorts of plays matter when something else is gained, but there was no positioning from New Hampshire. Shinzu, he went to the top lane just to shove. didn't really do much. He has his Blade of the Ruin King now as well, so he has so much attack speed on his side. He has a lot of damage that he can dish out to anybody in front of him, doing the percent health damage along with AP and AP percent health damage from his artillery as well. So he has a lot of damage on his side, but you have to use it. And backflip, triple backflip, I mean, got caught out, attracted all 5 members there. Baskilla able to zone out somebody, but I mean, honestly, Baskilla should have went down there as well because he was by himself. But as I talk about that, Volcanus now getting called out, but I think this time New Hampshire is going to back him up.
Yeah, he was able to weather the storm against 2 last time. It took all 5 members that started that whole top lane escapade. Look at this, though. We're getting into a full-on fight. Triple backflip cannot find the below zeros that he wants, but a good Tornado Monsoon combo will keep things going for Shinzu. He's going to be in a great position. Baskilla's health bar low. Shinzu finds it. Triple backflip low on the back end, but not going to go down. Barely living by the skin of his teeth. Tosei,
oh my god.
Not going to be able to get out because Dioker is there with an insane Shurima shuffle. Double kill coming out. Coming out for Shinzu, and huge priority, only Rich and Famous surviving that fight, so the health bars likely aren't there. I don't think Volcanoes really wants to start this one up, even with the Jana shields, but we will have to see. No, he's got to back out of that one. Do not try to.
He has his feast. He can secure this if he needs to.
I think he's just playing the back line. They're letting Shinzu take it, actually, because he's just without triple backflip, but they get the Baron. New Hampshire shores up the kills, 14-14, 1 tower to their advantage. An Infernal Drake, about 4k gold, and most importantly, the Purple Baron Nashor buff coming to save the day. New Hampshire's in a great position now.
And yeah, an incredible play by New Hampshire. They played exactly to their comp. Like we were talking about in Champions Select, protect Shinzu once you get to this mid game, once he gets his items, just be a massive front line. Huge play from Dioker's Azir as well. He just absolutely destroyed the back lines of Quinnipiac with his Emperor Divided, with his Stream of Shuffle. Able to just shove everyone into the position for Shinzu to just absolutely annihilate. There's only 1 tank on the side, 1 true tank, I should say, on the side of Quinnipiac, and that is Rich and Famous. If he's not a threat, then Shinzu, he can just pop off on anybody he wants to. There's not enough damage, not enough access to Shinzu to be able to stop him. And Shinzu, he has the auto attack range whenever he procs his W to be able to attack from, be very safe and still attack and dish out a huge amount of damage, especially with how much attack speed he has. That's just a huge amount of percent health damage he can dish out in any of these team fights with his positioning, and that was a very nice positioning by Shinzu. So, as I say that, 4k up right now for New Hampshire, and not using the Baron as well as I'd like. I mean, usually you see a shove at the moment, but so far, they're just kind of recuperating and getting in position right now.
Yeah, they have some catch-up to play on their wave management because Quinnipiac, much to their credit, has been able to shove waves very well this game. So there was some, hey, let's just reset, let's get it together. Now they're just trying the group mid strategy, something I see a lot right around my my gold 5 rank. This is about how every game I play goes. Effective because it works. That's why it's tried and true. They do need to spread out a little bit, and they're doing so with Volcanos in that mid lane. So they're finally getting it on here. And with the Azir turret, this is actually going to really help.
No, not at all. That Azir turret is going to be so helpful, keeping these waves at bay, letting New Hampshire build up their wave in the mid lane, and it's going to be so hard to be taken down as well. And there comes Volcanus finally finishing off that inner top lane turret, but you see the action in the mid lane right now. There needs to be something from Quinnipiac right now, or else they're going to lose
they've got triple backflip about half down, and the Azir tower not going to be the healthiest of threats to them at the moment, so they do know that they could turn this on if they need to. Volcanoes seems to be where they need to stop the bleeding the most, because now when it gets to this point, the split push in base, when you're fighting just 2 different base towers, is such a short distance to cover that Volcanoes can play around, be part of the team, be part of the split push, and that's where it's getting frustrating. Also keep an eye on this bottom wave. It is building up for New Hampshire. It will be coming in just another couple minutes here to their aid. So depending on how long this siege lasts and how long Shinzu and Dioker can really deal out the backline damage is going to be absolutely critical. The time is now for Quinnipiac to strike.
Yeah, they have full health bars, and they are slowly poking down the health bars of triple backflip and the breadsticks, but we still have Volcanus, and that's the thing too. It's 4v5 underneath a turret, and Quinnipiac are still nervous to go in, but they finally shove down that inner mid lane, not the inner mid lane, the mid lane inhibitor turret, and now leave the turret, the inhibitor exposed. This is going to be huge if they can take that, but it looks like New Hampshire, they are going to back off. They have a big wave on the bot side as well. They still have Baron also, so they might be just take advantage of the little time they have left with the Baron. Use those empowered backs. Actually, no, there it goes. now they're going to go back and recuperate and possibly set up for a Drake, because it is going to be up in 40 seconds.
I want that Drake. The last Cloud Drake, probably going to be very helpful for them there. I assume it'll be the last. Timing-wise is getting kind of close to that. Elder Drake turnaround. 4 Drakes is usually the most we see coming out. Sometimes it is all 5. Love it when that does happen. But all in all, gotta be very careful the next move you make here for Quinnipiac, because how important is this second Cloud Drake to you? Is this the kind of thing you just let them have, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you can barely leave your base. Yeah, just let them have the Cloud Drake. It's not crucially important. If anything, it's if you want to take it away, it's only to for whenever the Elder Drake comes up. The Elder Drake still has one more Drake to go through. We have one more Drake to go through until we get to the Elder Drake. So it's not going to be super crucial right now. Quinnipiac, they just need to focus on their base and keep it healthy right now and repel the waves.
Absolutely. So Cloud Drake taken away. Looks like Cloud Drake's still the next one to come up. So we will see that for Elder to get that 5th Drake out of here. So triple Cloud Drake on the map, but not going to go to either team as they are just sitting 1-1. So the most you can take is just going to be the 2-on-1. Something tells me that the way New Hampshire are playing, they don't even want to let it get that far. If they're still playing this one out in 6 minutes, something is wrong, depending on how their composition is starting to get and how they're starting to tighten these screws down. Nice to see them take this one away pretty soon here, as they are just starting to bolster up in this mid lane. It's now on to Quinnipiac to see what they can do to hold this off.
Vaskilla is on the backside. He might be looking for a flank here. I don't know if that's going to go well for him. Here he comes.
He wants to find it. He's coming in on to Shinzu. How fast can he burst him down? The exhaust is there, and that's a huge pickup. The Naomi title winner as well. Rich and Famous going to be there, and this is not great for Shinzu, but not great for Vaskilla either. Shinzu does weather that storm. Now is going to be able to reset absolutely effectively. Volcano says devours Tosa, eats him alive, and that's going to be another one synergistic going to take him down. Now 3 kills and an inhibitor to boot. This is very grim for the side of Quinnipiac. I don't believe they're going to be able to hold off. It is a couple of good damage dealers and Lives in the Box and Rich and Famous left on this one. Rich and Famous, the health bar. Lives in the Box, the one able to take the health bars away, but he's just going to be destroyed as Volcanoes does get in on him with the backline help of Shinzu there. So this should be the game taken out and away. They're just trying to bounce the tower onto Volcanoes. The wave is there. It's not going to help. There's no damage left for Quinnipiac, and despite the low health bars, it looks like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see New Hampshire take this game away in just shy of 29 minutes, and they do put the cap on this series, go 2-0, take it to Quinnipiac, and New Hampshire will move on.
Yeah, very desperate last attempt to try to pick off Shinzu on the backside. Almost worked, but there was just too much protection on Shinzu. Not to mention he has Blood Boil, he had Heal, he had Flash as well. Used all of that to be able to withstand the onslaught of Baskilla's, I should say, Baskilla's Jax on the backside. So a very nice positioning by Shinzu, very nice team protection onto Shinzu as well. And yeah, 2-0, they're going to go advance and in this tournament. So they are now 2-1 right now, and that's going to leave Quinnipiac at 1-2. So it's looking grim in this tournament for Quinnipiac.
Their playoff dreams alive as they do take it to Quinnipiac, send them now down to the Timo Cup. We do have to thank both New Hampshire and Quinnipiac for a hard-fought series on both counts. Quinnipiac showing a lot of promise and a lot of ability to maybe come back a little bit stronger next time around, just shoring up some of this bleeding and the small mistakes that they make here and there. But all in all, very good showing, very strong mechanical play, and a lot of good jungle pressure I like seeing out of those guys.
Yeah,
that is, of course, going to do it for the games.
Yeah,
I want to make a couple of shout-outs before we do wrap the cast up here and give our final closing thoughts. If you are interested in joining our Discord community, finding out a little bit more about CSL, !Discord in the chat. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at the respective URLs /CStarLeague. League of Legends, twitter.com/CSLLOL. Want to give a shout out to Twitch as always, nothing but gratitude for the largest streaming platform in gaming to support our collegiate esport ventures. From things like PAX East and West, many more events, CSL would not be what we are today without their continued help and support. Be on the lookout for cool opportunities to get involved with them in the future. Twitter.com/Twitch, Facebook.com/Twitch. And if you missed some of the action today, if you want to recap or, go see the VOD, see what happened, that will be on our YouTube, youtube.com/user/CStarLeague. So had to get all that out of there. If you want to get a little bit more information about us, there you have it.
Hey, and you can also stay on the stream or come back to the stream in about an hour and 30 minutes at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because Victoria will be taking on Mount Royal. They're both 2-0, and that's another varsity game coming up for League of Legends.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Kyle Corvus Crow, joined at the desk by Joshua Feck as Quest. You can find us on Twitter by typing !casters in the chat. Go show us a little bit of love there if you feel so inclined. Believe that's going to do it for us on the desk today, unless you have any closing thoughts here, Feckez.
I'm good to go. That was an exciting game, and congratulations, New Hampshire. They advance, and Timo Cup abound for Quinnipiac, but it's still a cup to be had. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time later on today. Like I said, about an hour and 30 minutes for Victoria versus Mount Royal. Other than that, have a good time. See ya.